always look out for you. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Say I say
Hold it! Hold it!
Welcome to the June vlog. I am in my new apartment recording this. Super excited to be in the new apartment. We got everything moved in. We're still trying to figure out like organization and everything. I got this nice desk, mostly just so that I could have a place to store things. But we're kind of figuring that out as we go. But having an apartment is super nice. You saw in the beginning of the video just clips of kind of some of the stuff that's been going on this month. We had our first win this season as the Mechanics in Pittsburgh, in their stadium, which is freaking gorgeous, by the way. You saw some of the hotels I've been staying in. One was very odd, and there's a whole story to it. One was very nice, and there's a whole story to that. And then also I just kind of wanted to show like a more daily glimpse into my life and everything that's been going on. So what else happened in June? So I had this crazy weekend. It all started with my car breaking down. So I'd been driving my sister's car, technically, that she gave to me for like $500, and we never transferred the title. And I've been driving that around for like 5 years now because we expected it to die. And it finally started giving me enough issues to just not be worth the hassle of like putting any money into it anymore. And so I was evaluating different solutions, like selling it here. But like I was worried that they wouldn't take it with the without the title or like my sister there. Anywho, I eventually decided to just chance it and drive the car back to Galesburg. Because I thought that would be the simplest. And I also had already lined up a new car. I got my new car from my grandpa, who was looking to sell his car. So it just worked out, right? So I needed to get to Galesburg somehow, right? So we were looking at all these different options, and I just kind of decided to pull the trigger, and I tried to drive down to Galesburg on Thursday. My car broke down in Chicago, very frustratingly. And so I'm there and I need to get home, and I'm stuck in some Chicago suburb. And so I managed to find someone who will take the car, and I sell it to them for less than it is probably worth. But at this point, I'm just so like just get it out of here, get out of my hands. And then I take a train home from there to Galesburg, stay the night. And then the next morning, my mom drives me up to Muscatine, Iowa, where I pick up the car from my grandpa. And then I drive from there to Madison, Wisconsin, because it was Mechanics weekend and we had an away game in Madison on Friday. So I drove up to Madison on Friday and we had our game. And like 10 minutes before the game, they kind of let me know like, hey, we need you to act as like the defensive coordinator for the game today. So I just kind of get like thrown into that role. And that's what I have to do for the away game at the Radical Stadium. And I was kind of expecting to play that game, but whatever. So then we have a home game the very next day, all the way back in Lansing, Michigan. So that night after the game, we drive to Chicago area to stay the night, and then we'll finish the drive in the morning. So I drive to Chicago, we stay the night, I drive to Lansing, and we're getting everything set up, and I'm getting ready to be the defensive coordinator again for the weekend. And one of my teammates goes down, and so I actually got called up and I got to play. And so I'm like excited, and so I go to do my warm-up and everything, and part of the way through the warm-up, we're doing like live in-game reps, and I'm just like rounding a corner, and my feet slip out from under me because the turf there is not the best. And I caught my thumb, and just snapped it to the side. I was like, I don't want to lose my opportunity to make my pro debut, so I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody except the athletic trainer, who taped it up a little bit for me. And I just ended up playing. My thought process was, I'm not probably going to get the disc at all, and if I do, I'll just call an injury or something before I have to throw the disc, because that was really the only thing that was stopping me from doing was throwing the disc. And so I played my professional debut. I thought that I did really well. It was a ton of fun. So I also decided recently that, so with the move-in and with everything going on in my life, I'm in a really tight spot money-wise. No new news, like young adult, tight on money. Like moving into the new apartment and everything. It's just really frustrating because when I have my job in the fall, when I finally start getting paid, I won't have burp for the vlog. Okay. When I start my music teaching job in the fall, like, I'm going to be making plenty of money. I won't be rich by any means, but I'll be making enough money to not feel like, I don't know, this, but I'm very stressed out about money lately, and things are just going to be really tight for like the next 2 months, and I don't want to have to ask anybody for money just to get past this small hurdle, more so than I already have. So, partially to alleviate that, partially just because I needed something to do with my summers before the job in the fall starts full-time teaching, I decided that I'm actually going to go and work for Camp War Eagle again. Very exciting. I love working at camp. Getting another summer to work there is amazing, and not something I would have expected to have ever worked out for me ever again. But it just lines up with the end of the mechanic season and the beginning of my teaching job. So I'm gonna head back out there because it saves me a lot of money. It makes me some money, and I get to do what I enjoy doing the most out of anything in my life, which is be a good role model and mentor to young kids. So very excited. See if I can think of anything else in June. Not much. Oh, another kind of new news. I've kind of officially decided that I'm not going to be enrolled in classes for Davenport for the fall semester. Again, kind of because of the money issues. I can't afford to just pay tuition up front right now, so I can't really afford to do a fall semester, and I don't plan on taking out another loan. No. But also because the coaches have not really given me much in terms of I don't know, an idea of if things are going to work out for playing wise. So that just means that I won't be able to be on the team officially for the fall semester, but I could potentially rejoin with DU in the spring if I wanted to use my last year of college eligibility. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about for now. There's so much more that's going on in my life, but I just don't have time to fit it all in this vlog and be time efficient for you guys. So yeah, I will say shout out to everyone who's watching this vlog. I had a few people recently tell me that they were watching my vlog, and it brings me a lot of joy, and I feel very loved when I hear that people are watching my vlog. Like, it means an insane amount to me. No matter how random of a person you are in my life, the fact that you care enough to even just watch a few of them, like, means a lot to me. So thank you guys a lot. Yeah, that's all I have.